Hi guys, today's video is going to be how I clean out the bunny shed, and this has been requested quite a few times and I've just been waiting for a nice sunny day to be able to film it. And I'm going to be doing a voiceover just because all my neighbours are in their gardens and they're going to think I'm bonkers otherwise. So here's just a clip of the bunnies, and they've absolutely trashed the shed as always. I cleaned them out probably 2 days ago. And this is what it looks like, and they're just running around in circles for attention or food. I don't think they mind which. And here you can see how messy the litter tray gets, and I clean it out every probably 2 days, but I make sure they've always got fresh hay and they're not eating the hay that they've weed on. And having 2 rabbits, you do get quite a lot of poo. I don't think they poo as much as guinea pigs. I think guinea pigs are the champions for pooing the most and being the smelliest. But the bunnies are actually really clean, and I'm really lucky that they're toilet trained. I do get the odd poo when they get a bit excited and they're running around, but they always wee in their litter box, and they pretty much always poo in their litter box, so I'm really lucky that way. So all that really needs properly cleaning is the litter tray. So the first thing I do is take out their litter tray because it's really disgusting. So I take that outside and then I just clean the floor, and then afterwards I get started with the litter tray. So then I just sweep up all the hay and loose poos on the floor of the bunny shed. And this is partly the reason why we chose lino as a flooring, because it's really easy to clean. You just sweep it up and then clean it. So the first thing I do is sweep it up, but because the bunnies weren't out, because at the moment they don't have a run, so they can only go out when I'm supervising them, and if I'm cleaning the shed then I'm not supervising, so they stay in there with me while I'm cleaning, and they do get in the way. They're trying to chew the brush and then they're trying to climb on me, but it makes it really funny. So I also take out their water bowl and clean that. I don't clean their water bottle very often because they don't really use it, to be honest. The only times they use it is if they've knocked over their water and it's gone everywhere, or in the hot weather the water has evaporated really quickly, so there's been a couple times where they haven't had any water in their bowl and they've had to use their bottle, but normally they get to use their bowl and they do much prefer drinking out of it. So this is Ruby in the way. They always sit where I'm trying to sweep up. So as you can see, there's lots and lots of hay, and I don't take their kennel out and clean that very often either, because they don't really use it that much, to be honest, and there'll be the occasional poo in there, but like I said, they're really good at using their litter tray. So I probably only clean that out once a week because they don't wee in it at all, so it normally stays pretty clean. They don't spend much time in it, but I like them having a house in case they get scared, so they can go in there if they want to. So today was really bad. They're not normally quite that bad with getting hay and stuff everywhere, but I think they got a bit excited last night and must have pulled all their hay out and had a little party. So then I just used some kitchen roll and a water and vinegar solution, although I'd ran out of kitchen roll, so I'm actually using toilet roll in this video. And then I just try and spray the water and vinegar solution on the floor and a little bit up the walls, because if they're having some dominance issues they tend to spray up the walls. So I do up the sides a bit as well, but basically I just wipe the floor with a vinegar and water solution and try and stop the girls chewing on the bottle or the toilet roll. So I think it's really important to keep your rabbits' living environment really clean, because rabbits are really clean animals. They can easily be litter trained and they like being clean. They're constantly grooming themselves and each other, and also especially in summer, rabbits outside are at risk of fly strike, which is really horrible. If you want to do some research about that you can, but rabbits living in dirty conditions puts them at a higher risk of fly strike, And also females with large dewlaps, like my girls, they've got that big bit on their neck, and that also puts them at a higher risk of fly strikes. So I think it's really, really important, especially in the summer when you've got loads of bugs attracted to the smell of their wee. It's really important to keep them and their living conditions clean. And also, rabbits like keeping themselves clean, and they can't keep themselves clean if they're living in a dirty environment. It's also really, really important because rabbits should never need a bath, because they should be able to groom themselves or each other, and if they're kept in dirty conditions then they can't do that, and it can actually be dangerous to bath rabbits. They can get ear infections or pneumonia or hypothermia, and they can also die from shock. Rabbits are different from guinea pigs in the way that male guinea pigs do need to be bathed because of their grease glands get clogged up, which can cause abscesses and infections and things like that. It's different with rabbits. Rabbits are very good at grooming themselves and they shouldn't need a bath. So now I've gone outside and I'm washing out their water bowl, and I do this a few times a day because they tend to get hay and hair and things like that in it, and it's really important that they've always got a fresh supply of water. So I do this a few times a day, but I also do it when I'm cleaning them out. And now I'm cleaning out their litter tray, and I normally put newspaper underneath, but I didn't have any when I last cleaned them out, so I had to kind of scoop it out, whereas normally you can kind of pick it up in the newspaper. It makes it a lot easier for cleaning out. So I didn't realise the camera had turned off and I didn't film washing it out, but all I do is use vinegar and water solution, but I use a lot of it, and get a kitchen sponge, but not the one from my kitchen, and I just scrub it basically, because it does get really dirty and stinky, because between two rabbits they do poo and wee a lot, so I just give it a really good scrub and then wash it out again to get rid of the smell of vinegar, because rabbits have got really sensitive noses and vinegar smell can be quite overpowering. And then I just leave it out in the sun to dry for a bit. So now I've lined it with newspaper, which will make it a lot easier for cleaning out next time. And then I'm just filling it up with their bedding, and I use All Boys, which is sold as an equine bedding, but it's perfectly safe for rabbits, guinea pigs, hamsters, all small animals. And I've heard mixed reviews about it. Some people think it's not very good, but I've done lots of research on different beddings and I've tried a lot out, and I've had a couple of batches of All Boys which haven't been very good. I had one batch which was really damp and I couldn't use, but 98% of the time it's really, really good, and it's pretty dust free, and it's fairly it looks really spiky, but it's fairly soft on the bunny's feet, and it's normally covered by a layer of hay anyway. It's not the most absorbent bedding I've ever tried, but it's much more absorbent than wood shavings or anything like that, and I can buy it in huge 20-kilogram bags, which means it lasts a long time, and that's also really important because with a lot of animals you've got to weigh up the pros and cons with bedding, and I can't buy the best bedding all the time because I just can't afford it with the amount of pets I've got. So this is what I use, and I've been using it for quite a while and I haven't found any problems with it. Because it's covered with a layer of hay anyway, I don't have an issue with cleaning them out slightly more often if I'm saving that much money when it comes to paying for all the animals. It also means if I'm spending a little bit less on their bedding, it's still good quality, but it's not the best bedding in the world. But if I'm spending slightly less on their bedding, then it means I've got more money to spend on chews and toys and things like that for them to keep their life a bit more interesting. And once I've filled that up, which does take quite a while, and I get through quite a lot of bedding filling up this litter tray, It's actually sold as a guinea pig or rabbit cage, and I did have it as a guinea pig quarantine cage, but then when I decided that I couldn't afford to have any more animals and I didn't really have the space or the time, I gave it to the bunnies as a litter tray. And as you can see, these are sold as suitable indoor housing for rabbits, but if you can see the size of my rabbits compared to that base of the cage, you can see that rabbits actually need a lot more space than what pet shops recommend. But anyway, it works really well as a litter tray. I find that my rabbits really like sitting in the litter tray with their hay and munching, and that's also a good way to keep their poos all contained in one place, because rabbits tend to poo as they eat. They like grazing, so they spend most of their time in the litter tray, so I like having a big one where they can both be in there and they can snuggle together while they're eating their hay. And then finally I fill up their litter tray with hay again, which keeps them happy, and I throw in any cardboard toilet roll tubes or anything like that that I've got for them. And I'll just leave a couple of clips of the rabbits enjoying their hay. I've also got a diet video where I talk a lot about hay and the rabbits' diet and things like that, if you want to check that out. I'll probably do a housing video soon for the bunnies, or a preparing for a rabbit video, which has been requested quite a lot. And I've started filming some clips for that, but I need to sort it out. So here are the bunnies, and that's pretty much it. And Ruby's covered in hay as usual. They always stand in the way when I'm putting the hay in, so they always get covered. So here is their shed, all clean and tidy, and I'm sure it won't stay this way for very long. They'll probably destroy it again by the end of the day, but as long as they have fun. And it's quite easy to clean. I'd really recommend using lino as a flooring, because it's so easy just to sweep up and wipe down. And finally I put these 4 CNC cubes, which have all been joined together, and I hang them on some hooks inside the shed, and that's just to add some extra protection from cats or anything like that, so I can leave the door open in the summer when I'm outside, and I know no cats are going to jump in, and the rabbits definitely aren't going to be able to get out. So that's just a little bit of added security, so I know they're all safe. And eventually I will be building some mesh doors that I can leave open all day, but for now I know they're safe with that.
Thanks for watching.
So I think
Don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe. Hop along to our Facebook page so you can keep up to date as we post competitions where you can win loads of prizes for your pets. See you soon!